Hello. I was talking to a friend first. My new single comes out on the 15th of October. I think you're gonna like it. It's a cumbia. Yeah. We're just missing a little stuff, but it's already confirmed. I'm gonna upload the pre-save. And yes, hope you like it. I'm gonna talk more about the song. It's funny because I do some video. This was not planned to talk about the song, but it's good like an advertisement. And yes, 15th of October. Is it like a special day? I didn't look. Let me see if there's. Yeah, nothing. It's a Tuesday. It's after. Oh, it's actually Columbus Indigenous. It was a 14th, so it might come around the 14th. Columbus Indigenous Days. It's funny, like a lot of people get outraged with that, right? And he kind of talks about, because the new record's called Fables of the New World, and it wasn't on purpose. Anywho, I was talking with a friend, and he was telling me that he had like this girl that was like she had a crush on him. She had a crush on him, and she was very insistent going to his house, and he was tired of her because he didn't want her begging. And he mistreated her, and she just kept coming, and it was kind of frustrating. So he asked his psychiatrist, like, what can I do to avoid her, because I mistreat her and she keeps coming back? And he said, like, tell her that you love her. And my friend did. He sent like a message, and he was like, I miss you, I love you. And she never came back. So I thought it was funny, sad, because I think a lot of people tend to do this more than we like to accept. Sometimes we kind of like that mistreatment, maybe because we find it familiar. And yes, I was just like, oh my goodness, I hope I don't come through as that kind of person. But yeah, and I was thinking about, like, it looks like the world is upside down, and it's a little bit like Alice in Wonderland. Like, good is bad and bad is good. Like, everything's inverted. And I was thinking, when I think it was like around 2012, I started looking like a lot of theologists speaking about the world and what was going to happen. And there was like this video that I thought it was interesting. It was this geologist physicist, and he was saying that the world was going to change of pole. And so if you have the North Pole here and the South Pole here, that it inverts the pole, and it happens like every 8 million years, or I think like 6,000 years, which is kind of weird because the guy might have been 40, so he wasn't here 6,000 years ago. But maybe geologists have ways of knowing, I don't know. But he was explaining that when that happens, it's not like just like a bonk. It just becomes like, it's like an eggshell, and like the energies start like flipping. And I remember I was with my friends. I was living in Greenpoint at the time, and I was smoking a lot, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're not gonna believe what happened. And they were like just cracking up, because I wasn't stupid, but I just thought it was. He said that there would be a lot of meteorologist, like, yeah, things about the weather, earthquakes, hurricanes, and yeah, there's been a lot of that. I'm not sure if it's been more, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and I was thinking about it because there's been like so many things lately in the world that are kind of weird. In Mexico, like, not just in Mexico, but like holes appear. So I'm wondering if it's got something to do with that. And yeah, the North Pole is an interesting place, right? I'm saying all of this because if it's gonna flip and everything was inverted now, maybe we're going back to reality, and it's gonna be like good's good and bad's bad. But yeah, I hope it makes sense in the Spanish video, it makes more sense. But something else. Oh yeah, there was like in the, I think it was in the Viking writings, and also more recent. I think it was like medieval. There were maps of the world, and it's pretty weird because there's like this ice ring, and after the ice ring, there's like continents, and they had names in the maps. It's like this old Turkish map as well, and they had names, and they had like this place got this kind of animals, which was kind of weird because it was like a real map. I think it still exists. But if you went to the north, there was a mountain made out of magnet, and there was also a castle made out of magnet, and it was so powerful that when you were getting close with your sheep, it was dangerous because the nails started popping off, like everything started getting really attracted to that magnet. And I don't know, I hope that place exists. Magnetism's a weird thing because it looks kind of like witchcraft, right? Like things move without you can actually see them. There's a place in Mexico called the Zone of Silence, and the compasses don't work there. They just like lose sense of where the north is. And that makes me think like maybe there's a castle buried there or something. But yeah. And just last question, one last thought. Like, what's gonna happen when the pole actually changes? Like, is everybody gonna have to get new compasses? Maybe it's gonna point down. I don't like. Yeah, so many questions about the North Pole, and yeah. So the song's coming out. Hope you like it. Enjoy.